Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here today because we're going to dive deep into a topic that affects, well, pretty much every single one of us. We are going to completely unpack, dissect, and fundamentally challenge what is arguably the most famous piece of career advice ever given. You know the one. You've heard it at graduations, it's in every self-help book, and it's just kind of baked into our modern culture. But is it actually good advice? Today, we're uncovering the real truth about passion. And even better, we're going to map out a much more reliable framework for building a career that you actually enjoy and, one that actually pays the bills. So let's jump right in.
Follow your passion. Man, it is just everywhere, isn't it? And look, I get it. It sounds so poetic. It's inspiring. Society basically conditions us to believe that this simple, four-word mantra is the ultimate, unquestionable key to happiness. The expectation here is just massive. It tells us that if we just look deep inside, find that one magical thing that lights us up, and just go after it relentlessly, well then money, success, and fulfillment are just going to magically fall into place. It literally makes us think that if we aren't completely in love with our jobs from day one, we're doing something wrong. But here's the thing. This advice could literally leave you broke. I know, it sounds super harsh, and it totally flies in the face of everything we've been told growing up. But the uncomfortable truth is, blindly relying on passion alone as your main career strategy is deeply flawed. It's a romanticized myth, and honestly, it can lead you down a really frustrating and financially unstable path. So we really need to tear down this cliché and look at how the professional world actually operates. Which brings us to Section 1, Why Passion Fails, and the uncomfortable reality behind it. So why exactly does this advice fall apart in the real world? Well, first off, and let's just be super practical here, passion doesn't always pay the bills. You might be deeply, incredibly passionate about art or music or playing video games, and hey, those are fantastic hobbies. But just because you love doing something, it absolutely does not mean the market is going to pay you enough to live comfortably. The market cares about value, not how much you love the task. Secondly, and this is a big one, we change. Think about it. What lit you up at 22 probably feels totally different now, or will by the time you're 32. If you lock your whole identity into one youthful interest, what happens when you just outgrow it? And finally, this whole passion thing creates so much unnecessary pressure. I mean, I've seen so many people feel like total failures just because they aren't waking up burning with passion for their jobs, even when they're highly skilled and getting paid really well. It's exhausting, and it just leads to chronic dissatisfaction.
Let's move to Section 2, the career sweet spot. We need a better framework.
This is where things get really interesting because we're going to replace that vague, fuzzy feeling with a rock-solid three-pillar framework. Think of it like a giant Venn diagram, and you want to aim smack dab in the middle. Step 1. Look at what you're genuinely good at, or more importantly, what you have the capacity to become great at. This is all about your natural aptitude. Step 2. Find what you enjoy. Or let's be real for a second, what you at least don't hate doing every day. Look, work is still work, but it definitely shouldn't make you miserable. And step 3, the big reality check. What will the market actually pay you for? The magic, the true career sweet spot, happens exactly where these three things overlap. You've got to have the skills, a tolerable baseline of enjoyment, and actual market demand. When you align those, you're setting yourself up for real, long-term stability. Now, okay, to be completely fair to the old advice, there is a caveat here. Follow your passion actually can work beautifully, but really only under one very specific condition, when your passion organically overlaps with huge market demand. Like, if you just happen to be passionately obsessed with coding, or digital marketing, or healthcare, fields where society is literally desperate for talent and willing to pay top dollar, then yeah, for sure, lean into it. In those rare cases, your passion is basically rocket fuel. But we've got to be honest with ourselves and recognize that this is the exception, not the rule for most of us.
All right, Section 3, the mastery principle. Let's talk about how passion actually works.
So this brings us to the mastery first rule, which is pretty much the core thesis of this whole explainer, and it flips the traditional advice completely on its head. The rule is this: focus on getting really, really good at something valuable first, and as a result, passion shows up later. Just think about the psychology behind this for a second. It's human nature to enjoy things that we're actually good at, right? When you put your head down, build a difficult skill, master your craft, and start seeing actual positive results, like, getting respect from your peers, having autonomy in your schedule, seeing the financial rewards, passion is almost guaranteed to follow. Passion is the reward for mastery. It is not the starting line.
Okay, moving on to Section 4, Practical Steps to Success. It's time to take some action.
So how do we actually apply this right now? Step 1 is totally foundational. Build high-income skills first. You want to target areas with undeniable market demand.
Think artificial intelligence, data analysis, high-level sales, or marketing. Give yourself that baseline of economic security. Then, step 2. If you've got an unproven passion, test the waters safely with small side projects before you make any massive leaps. Don't just quit your day job on a whim. Validate the idea on nights and weekends first. And finally, step 3. Shift your whole mindset from what do I love to what problems am I uniquely good at solving that people will actually pay to fix. Becoming an expert problem solver is, without a doubt, the fastest route to becoming totally indispensable.
As we wrap all this up, if you take away just one thing, I really wanted to be this statement right here. Passion is a luxury that comes after competence. The bottom line is all about patience and strategy. Seriously, don't blindly quit your job just to chase a feeling. Instead, focus on building incredibly valuable skills, create a real track record of success, build up your competence, and then use all the leverage and value you've created to steer your career toward work that feels deeply meaningful to you. It's value first, passion second.
And that brings us to the end of today's Explainer. I want to leave you with a pretty provocative question to chew on as you navigate your own professional journey. Will you blindly chase passion, or will you build mastery? It's a huge shift in perspective, and honestly, it changes everything. It completely takes the pressure off finding that one perfect calling, and it empowers you to go out there and actively build a career full of value, respect, and ultimately genuine passion. Think about how you can apply the Mastery First rule in your own life starting today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this Explainer. Keep learning, keep building those skills, and I'll catch you next time.